everyone, this is our diet and nutrition presentation for HIIM 482. This presentation is by me, Lindsay Taylor, Mackenzie Dodson, Mercy Uda, and Danielle Bodilog. For a quick introduction, we collected data for 4 weeks on our diet and nutrition. We record our fat intake, carb intake, protein, and total calorie intake for each day from February 1st to February 28th. None of us were on a restrictive diet, and we just consumed what we eat on an average day-to-day basis. We used Excel to record our information, and then we used Tableau to make visualizations of our data. All data, besides the calories, are calculated in grams for this presentation. Before we start to get more into detail about what we ate each day, we need to look at what is expected in terms of fat, carb, protein, and calorie intake for young women. So, according to online sources, each day, an average young woman should eat 1,600 to 2,200 calories a day, 15 to 78 grams of fat a day, 100 to 150 grams of protein a day, and 225 to 325 grams of carbohydrates. So to record our data into the Excel sheet, we had to find an app that we all wanted to use and record our data. So we decided to choose MyFitnessPal. For this, we had to manually enter all of the food that we ate. Sometimes if the food was not already listed, we had to find the nutrition information and add the carbs, fat, protein, and the macros all together into the app. And then once that was all collected for the month, we put those numbers into an Excel sheet. We used this app because it was the #1 rated app on the iOS or Apple Store. But the app could have improved in 2 ways. Aesthetically, it was not very pleasing. It looked very 90s in my opinion. And also the usability for fast food and restaurants. Other apps that I've used in the past, or we've used in the past, had an option for fast food and restaurants, and the stuff that you order were already listed. But for this one, that wasn't really common, so it was a little bit of doing some research online if you really wanted to find how many calories that had.
Hello, and this is Mercy taking over from Lindsay, and the next slide we'll be talking about where the data came from, and this is the data that we collected from February the 1st till February the 28th of this year. And here the data was collected for each of us, and it was calculated and recorded into this Excel file spreadsheet, and each of us showed it in our next 4 slide, and we calculated our average fat, our average carbohydrate, our average protein, and our average calories, and all of our data will be shown in the next 4 slides. In the next couple of slides, we will be talking about our data, Lindsay, Mackenzie, Danielle, and my data for our project, the data that we collected. So the first one is Lindsay's data. This is from the 1st of February this year till the 28th of February this year. She collected a total fat, total carbohydrate, total protein, and the total calories. Her outliers shows that on February the 1st to February the 15th, she was fighting COVID-19, and so she wasn't able to eat properly on these days. She had a little amount of fat, little amount of carbs, and a little amount of protein, but looks like the carbs are a little bit higher than the fat and the protein, which is understandable because we have a lot of carbohydrates going on. So on February 25th, she nearly ate 100 calories, which is more than usual of what she eats on a daily basis. And the next one is Mackenzie's data for her total fat, total carbohydrate, total protein, and total calories. This data was also collected from the 1st of February 2022 till the 28th of February. So just a mere observation of her chart, looks like she has, from the 1st of February to the 28th, she has lower amount of fat, apart from the 16th where she has like an abnormal number. Actually, on the 16th of February, I think she probably ate more than usual with the fat, the carbs, and the protein. So on the February 12th, 15th, and 17th, the 28th, and the 25th and the 28th, Mackenzie was busy and forgot to eat a meal or two on those days, as she reported. And on February the 3rd, she ate 750 calories more than the usual calories that she would take in a normal day. So I think she did pretty okay with her food chart. This one is Mercy's data, which is also, she collected total fat, total carbs, total protein, and the total calories for the from the 1st of February to the 28th of February. And from the observation on February 1st, 6th, 17th, and 18th, Mercy was on a church fasting, which she didn't have to eat. Mostly she didn't take morning meals, and sometimes lunch, but mostly morning food she didn't take because she was on a church fasting, and so she didn't have a high number of total calories on her chart. And on the February the 23rd as well, she had much total calories than usual. And this is because Mercy visited some bakery for cake and sweets. I actually went a cake testing for an occasion, so I had a lot of cakes and sweet on that day. So I had more calories than I would usually eat in a day. So I also noticed here that Mercy was eating lesser than what she would eat on a normal month. So I feel like Mercy actually ate little because of the project. So normally Mercy will eat more than all of this. So yeah.
This table shows Danielle's total fats, carbs, proteins, and calories consumed each day for the whole month of February. Danielle did not have many outliers except for on February 16th, where she only ate 973 calories. This bar graph shows the overall averages of calories, carbs, fats, and proteins for each person in the group. The bar graph shows calorie intake averages in a dark blue color, and as you can see on the graph, Danielle had the highest calorie average with around 1,400 calories. Mackenzie and Mercy's calorie averages are very close to each other. They both had about 1,100 calories. Lindsay's average calorie intake was around 1,200, which was also very close to Mackenzie and Mercy's averages. The carb intake averages can be seen in orange. When looking at the graph, you can see that Lindsay and Mackenzie's average carbs were almost equal at around 120 grams. Mercy had the highest average of carbs at about 180 grams, and Danielle had the next highest average with 150 grams of carbs. The fat intake averages are shown in red. The whole group's average fat intake was very close. Mercy had the lowest average of fats at 40 grams, and Danielle had the highest at around 60. Protein averages are then shown in green. The protein intake average between the group was also reasonably close. Mercy had the highest average of proteins at around 75 grams, and Lindsay had the lowest, around 50 grams. This text table shows the average amount of calories each person in the group ate in a day. The darker the box's color, the more calories that person ate on average. Danielle had the highest average of calories consumed in a day at 1,413 calories. As you can see, her box has a darker purple color. Lindsay ate an average of 1,183 calories a day, and Mackenzie ate an average of 1,145 calories a day. And as you can see, both their boxes have a lighter color. Mercy had the lowest average of calories consumed in a day at 1,125 calories, and you can see that her box has a light gray color to it, showing that she had the lowest average of the group. This tree map shows the average amount of carbs each person ate in a day. The darker the box's color, the more carbs that person ate on average. Mercy had the highest average of carbs consumed in a day at 178 grams. You can see that her box has a dark purple color. Mackenzie had the lowest average of carbs consumed in a day at 122 grams. Her box can be seen having a light gray color. Danielle ate an average of 150 grams of carbs a day, and her box has a medium purple color. And Lindsay ate an average of 124 carbs a day, which hers has a very light purple, almost grayish kind of color to it. Lindsay and Mackenzie's average carbs eaten in a day were also very close.
This is a bubble graph showing on average how much fats each of us ate each day on average. Mercy on average ate 40 grams of fat, Lindsay with 52 grams of fat, Mackenzie with 44 grams on average, and then myself with 59 grams on average. Next, we have a pie chart that shows the average amount of protein that each of us ate each day. Mercy ate 74 grams of protein on average, then myself with 58 grams of protein on average, Lindsay with about 47 grams on average, and then Mackenzie with about 67 grams of protein on average. According to our findings, none of us are eating the required amount of calories for the standard American diet for women each day. Some days we met the fat, carb, and protein goals, but on average we did not meet the requirements. And we've come to the conclusion that all of us need to improve our diet and nutrition.
After doing all this research and collecting data, we came to the conclusion that in order to improve our diets overall, we suggest looking at online sources, because though we can give information and tips and tricks, online there are calculators for how much you need to eat per day, and macros and calories, and also how much exercise you should be getting. We also use the MyFitnessPal app if you are looking to track your calories each and every day. And along with diet, like I said, we should also be trying to improve our health by exercising. Thank you for watching. We hope that you learned something and that you liked our presentation.